Okay, so this is part 3. And apparently I've come to learn that there is effectively a playbook out there on how to marginalize and defeat someone in family court. And it's orchestrated by and from not only the bench, but the attorneys. They know exactly what, in review from an appellate court, what looks bad, what allows them to make some unconstitutional or due process violations. So they set out to arm me with a whole slew of attorneys, right? Remember that my husband was paying for. So Greg Adams was the first, and they hired him prior to me hiring him. When I met with him one time, and he seemed very pleasant. He took my case. I gave him an additional retainer after Jared had already given him a retainer and retained him, and he took service of the divorce and never filed an answer or a counterclaim, right? Because without an answer filed for me, the judge could then say I'm ineligible to get temporary support, which we'll get to that, but she did. So they wouldn't give me any of my own money or access to my money. If I don't have money, I'll quit sooner, right? So he then starts talking me into arbitration. Well, arbitration is the parties agree and hire a private judge. And the private judge can break all the laws that he wants. You guys agree to it. Well, I wouldn't agree. So after taking my money and being retained, because he had already made an appearance, he then tells me, I'm sorry, I no longer litigate. So if you don't want to do arbitration, I'm not your guy. Well, I thought, okay, that's weird. Now you have to refund that money to me. But he did not. So that's one attorney down, right? So now they tell me I have to find another. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? This was prior to me blocking my husband. He wanted to know, kept insisting, I have to know so that I can get a check prepared. Who is it? Well, I hired Barbara Howard. This professional relationship lasted about 5 months. This is where it gets really good.